we've been married for 16 years, actually, this year. And we've only had 3 major fights the entire time we've been married. And most of that is due to the fact that we don't put expectations upon each other. And the 3 fights that we did have were actually born out of my frustration and the expectations I began putting on her to make me feel better.
So we've learned over the years not to place expectations on each other. It's easier if there's not an expectation placed on somebody. You feel free to express yourself. You feel free to express love.
Well, we've actually seen a lot of relationships go south, and almost always there's some sort of expectation, demand going on in the middle of it. I've seen people fighting over money, fighting over not getting their needs met, fighting over how they get treated, and all of it stemmed from just this thought that you're supposed to do this for me, this is your job, and I'm expecting you to do your job.
Yeah, and when you place expectations and those expectations don't get met, people have a tendency of feeling now they've got to protect themselves, they have to take care of themselves, and so we end up putting up walls.
Yeah.
And then those walls keep us from really being able to express our real feelings towards one another.
Right.
And so those walls kind of become this protection that we have, but at the same time, those walls actually keep us from receiving love. And if we can't receive love, then we can't really give love away. So by not placing expectations upon one another, we keep ourselves free from putting walls up, which enables us to freely receive and give our true affection to one another in our relationships. It keeps us from hiding.
Yeah. Most of the time when people have, well, okay, in order to kind of live this out, you have to get to a point where you're able to just be satisfied by yourself, with who you are. That is a huge issue for most people, because they want this person that they're with to make them feel valuable, make them feel loved. And I do believe that that's the job we're supposed to have, but we have to get to a point where we're so comfortable with who we are, so happy with who we are, that I don't need this other person to make me feel good.
Now granted, Jason and I tell each other that we're each other's favorite every single day.
Not because we have to.
Not because we have to, but it's just true. And we enjoy telling each other that. And honestly, I would rather spend time with Jason than even going out on a girls' night out. And it's just because there's no expectation there. I just enjoy being around my husband, and my husband enjoys being around me. We can trust each other. We're comfortable with each other. And that kind of intimacy and that kind of comfortability comes with recognizing that it's okay if I fail.
Yeah, expectations become shackles. So I have to be at the point in my own heart where I pretty much don't need my wife to be happy. I don't need her at all. Which sounds really weird and almost awful, almost like there's something wrong. But what that does is when I don't need her, that gives me the freedom to just love on her. Because I don't have any demands or expectations that I'm saying she's supposed to do this for me, and I get upset because she's not doing it for me. I don't have any of that. I don't need anything from her at all. So now my entire focus is giving instead of expecting something back.
Yes. So we have learned in our marriage that It's not about what we can get from each other. It's about how much we can give to one another. And we do the same with our children. I don't need my children to be happy. I don't find my identity in them, but I enjoy being with them, and they really enjoy being with us. We have a very good, tight, close-knit relationship, and we've created a culture in our family that it's okay to fail. It's okay to make mistakes, that I'm not expecting them to be perfect, and so we enjoy being around each other without those expectations of I have to be, I have to do.
It really creates this environment where I'm safe to be around because I place no expectations upon anybody. And my wife becomes safe to be around because she has no expectations. And then our kids are safe to be around because they have no expectations. Like it really matters if the kids are safe. But that becomes a very peaceful environment in the home because there's no demanding going on, there's no frustration going on, there's no agitation going on, there's no hurt feelings occurring because there's no expectations whatsoever. It's just a bunch of people enjoying each other and loving on each other. And if the love doesn't happen, nobody's upset about it. But when it does happen, we all get to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, with our children, there are boundaries that we place. The relationship with our children is a little different because we have to be responsible parents and have boundaries and to teach them to become successful, adults. But we place a lot of emphasis on giving and laying our lives down for one another and showing each other respect and honor and love, regardless of if we get that in return.
Yeah.
It's not about what you can do for me, but it really does become what we can do for one another. And that has created a very healthy family life.
Yeah,
and marriage.
Yeah, well, expectations make marriage into a job. Now I have to perform to make my wife happy because she has expectations. And frankly, I don't want to do that. I'd rather just have the freedom to love her however I feel like loving her and give her the same freedom. Mm-hmm. And so getting to a point where we just don't need each other, but we prefer each other and want each other is a very wonderful and special place to be.